Astana has become a meeting point for the global financial community. The 8th Astana Finance Days has brought together thousands of participants from more than 70 countries. This year's theme, Where Capital Empowers the Future, is more just about money. It's about how financial resources and the city itself can drive solutions to the pressing challenges of our time, from climate change to economic development and technological progress. For the governor of Astana International Financial Center, Renat Bekturov, the most important signal is feedback. The forum is no longer just a place for concepts, but a launchpad for concrete projects and partnerships.
The shift or change that we are seeing or we are pursuing is that if early days when we didn't have much companies here and much transactions, it was about discussing ideas more, like what it could be, what AIFC could be, like, and etc. But now we're going into more business, like execution type of a discussions, right? The panel speakers here, they are not just here to talk about who they are, they actually talk about what they think about the region, and they are open for anyone approach them and if they have a good project and etc. So last year when we did Astana Finance Days first time in September, we really liked it because it was like a season opener, business season opener, and a lot of people gave us feedback that they are have follow-ups, they have executions afterwards.
Yes.
So that's why we decided to stick to the September. And again, what we see is really a lot of B2B interactions and executions that are followed up the AFD.
The Astana International Financial Center is designed as more than just a marketplace. It's a crossroads, a place where all forms of capital come together, setting the pace for the new Silk Road. Renat Bekturov explains where the next big drivers are emerging to turn this vision into reality.
Some of the drivers that we thought about in early days are actually starting to give fruits now. For example, DRI, right, and then the liquidity from China. We have been talking about this from day one, from 2018, but we had very few executed projects for many different reasons, right? The time just wasn't right. But we feel like that this is the time because first the interest rate, you probably know, right, that the US dollar interest rate is quite high, but the interest rate in RMB is low. So we have this gap between interest rates in those countries have lowered. And we see now that the issuers from our region, from our country are tapping on that liquidity. And just two examples, right? On equity side, again, the first ever dual listing on Hong Kong and AEX has happened. They offered $150 million, but the demand was $34 billion, so 200 more times. The price of the shares on the very first day have jumped 3 times, so from less than 10 yuan to up to almost 30 yuan. Second important issuance that happened is that the first time the sovereign, quasi-sovereign issuer, Development Bank of Kazakhstan, placed euro bonds, again, dim sum euro bonds, so on the Chinese market in Hong Kong. Again, we have been talking about this factor for a long time, but finally it started realizing, and I think that the many issuers will follow.
From record-breaking IPOs to pioneering digital asset exchanges, opportunities are multiplying. The presence of global giants like Brookfield Asset Management shows that Kazakhstan ascends firmly on the global investment map. And as these new streams of capital flow, technology and AI are redefining how finance operates. A reality Brett King, Australian futurist, author, and co-founder of Movin, explores next.
The way to unlock AI from a capital perspective is to incorporate AI in our industry, in our companies, and in our marketplaces. We call this autonomous operations, so autonomous supply chain or smart economics. And this type of autonomous banking and finance requires net new infrastructure. In terms of the risks, there's 2 sets of risks, right? One is that the operation of AI could sort of go off on its own and do things. We call this today an AI hallucination. So is it going to be safe for AI to operate in this world? But actually the biggest risk is the fact that as these changes come into our markets and in our industry, it's going to displace human workers the more automation we put in the system. So the biggest risk for AI is actually how it's going to change the way we work and how it's going to change the way our economies operate.
Brett King reminds us that AI is not a choice, it's an inevitability. The financial institutions of tomorrow will be tech-driven, autonomous, and global. But as automation reshapes industries, societies must find ways to adapt and protect workers. Inside the forum, the focus is divided into three areas: financial, infrastructural, and institutional capital. That means conversations span everything from traditional investment trends to the future of fintech, digital currencies, and sustainable finance. What unites them is the search for practical answers: how to direct capital toward long-term growth while navigating global uncertainty such as AI. Even as AI and innovation reshape finance, human trust remains the foundation, as AIFC Authority Chief Communications and Marketing Officer Yelena Pak explains.
This year, Astana Finance Days is even more attractive to investors who have now twice more foreign participants from around the world compared to the last year, and managing companies and banks and investors that manage totally $1.5 trillion USD now here in Astana. What we also did differently, we've started our forum with a cultural show. We wanted to demonstrate how we blend our traditions with the innovation and with the modern approach to the managing of finances. And we also opened the Museum of Trust. We called it so because we believe that trust is the foundation in all the transactions that take place in the financial industry.
Temirbek, hello. This is Temirbek. He's the Astana Finance Days volunteer. He's welcoming the participants who are coming to this event. So the future is here, and it's now, and it's inescapable. Here at the AIFC, the future of finance isn't just discussed, it's tested. The regulatory sandbox has become a launchpad for fintech startups to experiment, grow, and scale globally.
In 2018, the AIFC has launched the regulatory sandbox, which is called as AIFC Fintech Lab, which enabling the companies, entities, and interesting businesses to test and develop their business ideas within the AIFC in the regulated area. As of now, we have 27 digital asset service providers providing their services to clients and working under the legit license. And as of now, we have 25 participants of the FinTech Lab regime, which are testing their activities. As of now, we have 6 companies who have migrated from the FinTech Lab regime to the full regime, making that they have tested their activities, and now they are working under the full regime in compliance with all the regulations and rules. As of now, for the first half of 2025, the amount of the trading volume on the digital asset, on the crypto exchanges, was about 2.8 billion USD, which is almost 2 times greater than the amount of trading conducted during 2024, which shows us that the digital asset trading facilities, crypto exchanges are doing great job, and the investors and clients are interested in investing via these platforms, and that showcases the growing interest in the AIFC and how the business is conducted in the AIFC.
Altai Islamov points out that the sandbox has already nurtured dozens of fintech startups, from crypto exchanges to tokenization platforms. It gives space for young businesses to comply gradually with regulation while proving their concepts. From record-breaking deals to pioneering fintech, Astana Finance Days shows how capital, technology, and trust converge to shape the future. As the sessions continue, the Astana Finance Days is connecting innovators, investors, and policymakers face-to-face. The message is clear. In today's race for capital, those who use it wisely will define the future. From Astana, Amaida Haidar, reporting on how Kazakhstan is positioning itself as a bridge between East and West in the global financial arena.